Today we're going to figure out if Cold War Zombies will fail without Jason Blundell. For those of you that don't know, Blundell left Treyarch late last year for reasons I don't care to remember. I'm pretty sure he just wanted to move on with the company. Black Ops 4 ruined him. I don't know. Stuff happened. And this next game does not have Blundell as the leading director, whatever his official position was. But he was very involved with the community. Everyone loved Blundell. At least I thought. And then when he left, everyone was happy for some reason. But anyway, we are going to get into this video. It's 15 minutes. I don't know how long my reaction will be. I'm sure I'll cut it a little bit. But this video is, first of all, I just need you guys to see this. Look at this. What's going on here, Milo? Milo, I want a girl to look at me the way he's looking at Blundell right here. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Okay, he's got the I am that duck thing. I think this was a Zombies Chronicles interview. So anyways, we're going to get into it. Yeah.
This is me playing you now.
By the way, I just want to say that the game will definitely prosper without Blundell. Prosper means like succeed, do really good. The game's definitely going to do good without him, but I guess the whole point of the video is, will they fail? Will it do good at the start and then fail? So I guess that's the premise.
Asking me a question.
Let's go for it.
Hello, Jason.
Give us a hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Oh no.
Yeah, you be Jason. I'll be.
For
Milo.
sure.
Yeah.
Fog rolling in.
Yes, you're correct. You're not wrong here. Your eyes do not deceive you. That was a clip from an unreleased Jason Blundell interview that I found on this hard drive this morning. Would you guys be interested in seeing the full uncut thing? Leave a like if you would. I can't quite believe it either, but we're going to use this as an opportunity to A, show you more clips from that and a full nostalgia montage at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around.
I do miss Blundell
but B,
a little
also, we're going to be diving into what the implications are for Treyarch that Jason Blundell has moved on now. This is something that I think I've got a really unique perspective on.
Implications like
you guys saw how Jason and I interacted over the years. Like, this wasn't just like an
Good Wonder
IGN
Weapon.
going in, getting a 5-minute
Actual
soundbite and then
cutscenes.
leaving again. We talked a lot about his passions, about zombies, about his work, about life, about what I was up to. There was a huge amount of ground that we covered, and so today, I think it's about time I address all of that properly for the...
You know what, guys? It's been a while, but I totally forgot that when we are receiving information, I totally forgot. We gotta put on there we go. Yes. Okay. There we go. Now it's a video. Now it's a reaction.
Tell you guys the truth about what's been going on and...
Oh my gosh. Did you look at that thumbnail, bro? Oh my gosh, Blundell looks like he's like lost on an island or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is this an actual video he made? I mean, this is a whole thumbnail, so I'm assuming.
Guys, the truth about what's been going on and the implications for the future. Jason was obviously integral to so much of Zombies, whether it's the storyline, whether it's the gameplay, whether it's Easter eggs and more. And so him not being there anymore is going to have consequences, and we're going to talk about all of that. Speaking of
we got Craig
Easter eggs,
Houston
though,
still.
really important question here from the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped.
Okay.
Knowing that you guys are taking care of your Easter eggs. With that very important public service announcement out of the way, we're going to be switching back to super serious mode. I don't want to see a single one of you jokers making funnies in the comment section, okay? And let's start by talking about how Jason Blundell's Easter eggs have impacted the Zombies community over the years, because I really want to convey just how important I feel that Jason was in the kind of machine of Treyarch that was pumping out content for us map after map after map through all those different games.
Yeah.
Jason joined the Zombies team, as I understand it, back on Deriz, and so he had seen it all. He had seen the first actual doable Easter egg in Ascension. He had seen the earlier Easter eggs in Shinonuma that were just
Ascension,
radios.
baby!
He'd seen the story emerge from the audio team initially in World at War, and how that then blossomed into its own fully fledged story that was organically progressing under the helm of Jimmy Zielinski. He had seen all of
Jimmy Zielinski, look at this man, bro. Look, I can't, bro. Think about it. You lay awake at night thinking about how garbage Transit and Die Rise are, and then you just look at this man, Johnny J. I'm sorry, man, but look at him.
That, and he'd continued his tenure through to
sorry.
being creative director
Zielinski
and at
was
one point co-studio head, and
garbage.
in that position overseeing the entirety of development on Treyarch Call of Duties, but obviously focused on Mob of the Dead, Origins, Shadows,
he focused on everything at Treyarch? Wait, can we run that back?
On Treyarch Call of Duties, but obviously one point co-studio head, and in that position overseeing the entirety of development on Treyarch Call of Duties, but obviously...
let's be. Oh, this is a great time to pause. Well, we only really remember him from Zombies, though. That's the thing.
Focused on Mob of the Dead, Origins, Shadows, The Giant, Horizon, Zetsubo, Garrod, Revelations, that entire...
We're just not going to mention BO4. We're going to mention all these great maps, you know, Mob of the Dead, DE, Shadows. Yeah, Black Ops 4. Nah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Jason didn't do that.
A crazy arc we got.
I'm sure
in BO3,
he'll probably get to
more
BO4.
than in BO4,
Yeah, he's
although
getting to
his role in BO4 did change, and we'll talk about that too in a moment. He
ruined
basically,
it.
and I'm not exaggerating here, knew everything that he needed to know, or that there was to know, about zombies as a mode. In conversations with Jason, brought up things that no one had ever talked about with him before. I could tell because he was always like, Milo, I thought the community had forgotten about that genuinely like 10 years ago. What are you talking about? But he knew what I was referring to nearly every time, and if not, he knew the people that he needed to speak to at Treyarch.
You know what? Okay, I'm sorry for pausing so much. These glasses gotta come off. But I'm sorry for pausing so much, but you know what? At the end of the day, we can survive without Blundell, and we will. This game probably, I think, will prosper without him. But, like, honestly, I am gonna miss him. I think most of us will, because he was the forefront for Zombies. You know, he was this lead person that we all went to. And, I mean, in a way, we are going to miss that. No matter if you liked him or didn't like him, you will probably miss having someone to blame.
The information to then relay it back to the community and get answers out there. The amount of fan service he did in BO3 and even in BO4 was something that I feel like only he could or would have necessarily done, because it was really important to him to honor all those old bits of information that people had forgotten about. That was one of his ways of really showing the depth of his kind of passion for the Zombies mode. And granted, I'm not saying that this was a one-man effort. I'm simply saying that the way it worked at Treyarch is that things in Zombies,
I hope it wasn't a one-man effort for Black Ops 4.
Jason's desk. They always would. And so he was the one green-lighting everything or red-lighting that was going into the game or not. And
I want to know what he
the
red-lighted.
results
What
that
are some things that
we
didn't
played
get the
were all,
pass?
in part, every element of those, something that Jason Blundell had said, yes, this is the right call here, or no,
Dude,
it's not.
Milo's so good with his sponsorships. Like, look at this. He's literally wearing a t-shirt of the sponsor.
Thus, it's not going to be in the game. Now, this, to be totally honest with you guys, had pros and it had cons. The pros are evident from the decisions that were made over the years and the creative genius behind some of the maps that we saw released. I mean, I think none of us are going to argue that, like, Der Eisen is a terrible map, or it's not what the community wanted at the time, or what have you, because it was a masterpiece. It just was. And it is today.
DE's the best
but on
map.
the flip side,
Best
there
Zombies
were
map.
areas where I think
Don't care what you
Jason was
say.
very, very
You call it
confident
overrated?
in the decisions that
You're a
he was
boomer.
making. He had to be the leader of the ship in that sense. But that
Like, DE, I'll be making, I'm sure at some point I'll talk about this on stream or something, but DE was better than Origins. I don't care. I don't care what people say. I mean, y'all, if y'all have been with my channel for a while, y'all know my opinion on Origins already. Like, I already don't really love Origins that much, but DE's just better. It's just better.
That
I'm
meant
sorry.
that when there were areas that could have done with changing, I think that it was maybe less
Hold on.
likely that
I
that he was
spaced out a
making.
little
He
bit.
had to be the leader of the ship in that sense. But that meant that when there were areas that could have done with changing, I think that it was maybe less likely that he would have been tuned into those, because of the fact that he was so busy steering the ship forward in this incredibly well-defined direction that I feel like he had in his head. The example of this that you guys are probably most familiar with, because I've talked about it the most publicly, is the communication thing at the start of BO4. So the TLDR here, because this is just sort of more under the bridge at this point, it's not worth going back into in
Black
super
Ops
depth,
4.
is that prior to BO4, obviously zombies had been very cryptic in everything that ever happened. That was just the Treyarch way. And I think in a lot of ways, that was exactly what Jason liked. He liked the crypticness. He was the one that was obsessed with all those ciphers over the years.
Dude, obviously he liked the crypticness. Dude dressed up as Dr. Monty and or the Shadow Man, or whoever, I think he was the Shadow Man, for the Black Ops 4 reveal. He came out with this little stupid monologue or whatever, the monoglass. Whatever.
He was the one that would say pass or train every 5 seconds when we were doing our lightning round, rather than just giving me answers, which he was totally justified to do. I'm not complaining about that by any means, don't worry. And then in the build up to BO4, I spoke with Jason multiple times in interviews on and off.
You know, I think Milo's trying to, I said I wasn't going to pause this, but I keep doing it. But I think Milo's going to get to this point, and this is what I mentioned for the trailer and the reveal of Cold War. The reveal of Cold War Zombies without Blundell, without Blundell's influence from the years before, wouldn't have been as good, and I'll tell you why. Blundell has pushed this message I'm sure other people at Treyarch did too, but I think Blundell was the first one to really outbreak and do it, where we're gonna get community, or we're gonna communicate to the community. Like, you gotta understand that, the Cold War Zombies reveal wasn't just a trailer. They explained things. They explained what's returning, what's new. They explained how the mode's gonna work, and it was a 9-minute video. Years ago, that would have just been a 2-minute trailer, and that was it. But we got a 9-minute like explanation, a 3-minute trailer, a 2-minute cinematic trailer. Like, it was all the works. And I'm not saying Blundell's the only person that we can thank for this, but he definitely pushed a lot of that, and I think that's what Milo's trying to get to.
Record, and I said to him, I think it would be really cool, and I said this with JC as well at the BO4 launch event, to get a little bit more communication this year and just to have a little bit more of an open relationship.
A little
with
bit more
community.
communication for
Black Ops 4 would really be healthy for the game, and I think that the community were really hopeful for something like that at that point as well. And then the game came out, it was on kind of bumpy ground, but it was very difficult for...
Kind of bumpy? Hello? Does Milo not remember Black Ops kind of bumpy? You're being very, very optimistic saying kind of bumpy. Every YouTuber and their mother was making 50-minute videos explaining how pissed off they were at this game. Pardon my language, but jeez, man.
For us to get the communication that I think at that point much of the community was actually expecting and really, really hopeful for. And I'm sure there were loads of factors in there that I couldn't possibly ever know, because at the end of the day, I'm just like armchair video game critic who isn't making the video game. I don't know the nitty-gritty details with Activision and their policy and how they're moderating what Treyarch's doing and blah, blah, blah. But in my understanding, Jason really felt like that old model would still be the best option, right? And so those sorts of things,
they're not going to do that for Cold War.
I think Jason's like massive expertise in zombies and massive history with the mode was a blessing and a curse. Like, it had those pros and cons, like I said. The pros were massive, massive pros, though. I don't want to downplay those. The energy, for areas where I think Jason's like massive expertise in zombies and massive history with the mode was a blessing and a curse. Like, it had those pros and cons, like I said. The pros were massive, massive pros, though. I don't want to downplay those. The energy, for instance, in the
if he's talking about Black Ops 4, what pros did we
wrong,
get? Do we have in that game?
And loved interviewing
what
Ross,
pros?
Cameron Dayton,
Lee Ross. Look at that picture, bro.
I massively respect.
Look at that.
And loved interviewing Lee Ross.
Bro! Nah, this is a legendary picture. Craig Houston, Lee Ross, and Jason Blundell with the shades too. Oh, my man, Jason. Hey, ayo, Jason. Ayo, why are you copying me, man? Ayo, what's going on? Bro, okay. Dude, Lee Ross is amazing. I love that guy. I follow him on Twitter, and the things that he tweets out are amazing. Craig Houston, holy crap. Craig Houston, how did he glow up? He looks better now.
Ross, Cameron Dayton, anyway. Like, those guys did fantastic work.
Bro.
Don't get me wrong here, but just
why does it look like Milo and him were like on a date?
Dayton, like, those guys.
Bro, they're walking in the park or some shit. They just had a picnic. Like, what?
Did fantastic work. Don't get me wrong here,
playing,
but just the energy in the interviews, just something about the way that we would talk about zombies with Jason. I think it showed his passion. It showed the fact that he was a fan at the end of the day of this crazy thing that he had a hand in building. That passion to me was like one of a kind. And what I mean by that is that I've interviewed dozens of developers at dozens of studios over the years. I've been doing this 11 years, you guys. And so when I say it's one of a kind, I mean there's never been another person that I've interviewed in the industry that has just given off that kind of passion for what he was doing and had the depth of knowledge that Jason did. There's just not been one. And for that, I mean, I've got to salute the guy. Like, genuinely, he was clearly so good at what he was doing.
So where did it go wrong?
I've got to give him some respect.
Where did it go wrong?
At the end of this video shows all of this off, I think, really well. You can just tell from literally like a 1.5-minute montage that there was something special about that guy in the way that he was doing his job. There really was. The storyline is another area where I'm really uncertain how losing Jason's influence is going to affect things. Obviously, Craig Houston is still the lead writer. Thank goodness.
Craig.
What a legend Craig Houston is for still
we love Craig.
this time. But Jason was integral to that process, and he also contributed massively to things like the comic as well. And so again, I'm just sort of...
The thing with the storyline is that in terms of the cutscenes, I think it's going to be the same characters every cutscene, like Weaver, Samantha, Omega Group, etc. But in terms of playing the game and dialogue that way, it's actually going to be really easy for them because it's just operators from Warzone and multiplayer that are going to say things like die, zombie, die, etc. Like, there's not going to be a dialogue between characters in this game while you're playing. Like, for instance, when you played 4-player with Nikolai, Richthofen, and Takeo Dempsey, they all talked to each other, and there was Easter eggs, etc. in that 4-player dialogue. That's not a thing anymore because it's not the same 4 characters. It's like a bunch of characters from all the operators. So, in that sense, it's going to be easy to write, and Jason's influence is, they don't need it. But in terms of the cutscenes and the way the Easter eggs are going to work, yeah, not having Blundell is going to be weird because Blundell really accelerated the Ether story. But in a lot of ways, people don't like the Ether story when Blundell influenced it with the summoning key and stuff, which to me makes no sense because that's like that was the most exciting part of the Ether story. But it's going to be interesting to see. We're going to be an older version of Samantha. And we're going to see Richthofen at some point. But it's not going to be Richthofen. It's going to be an older version of Eddie. So it's not going to be the crazed, deranged doctor. It's going to be a chilled-out Richthofen, which is going to be great. I wonder if they'll get Nolan North to just, like, smoke some weed and then record.
Sort of a little tentative and hesitant and intrigued and curious and mystified and worried and all those things about how the story is going to develop now that Jason is gone. So, Jason, a message for you on the off chance you're watching this video.
He's definitely not watching.
This is the first time I've commented on the fact that you've left. I just want to say thank you, honestly.
He's definitely not watching.
From the bottom of my heart for changing my life. And that's not an exaggeration.
Dude,
that's
is he going to get into, like, the downfall?
Not only the work that you did in the game, but outside it as well.
I mean, I love
the
Blundell,
you
but
gave me when we were chatting over coffee. I mean, like, genuinely, it's been incredibly impactful for me, and I just want to say thank you.
I wish I had met
honestly.
Jason.
And I'm really, really looking forward to hopefully in the future seeing you work on another title somewhere else, maybe. Or just, I don't know, whatever you get up to next.
What if Jason makes like a
sort of wiping the tears from my
Zombies
eyes,
only game or something?
The question is, can Treyarch survive without the guy? One of the people we see in the reveal for D Machine is Corky Lemcourt.
Corky!
I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right.
In Corky we trust! In Corky we trust, bro.
Years, okay? And I'm just going to rattle off a couple of the things that Corky's worked on to give
like
you
Gorod
an idea
Krovi,
of why
Mob
you
of the
should
Dead,
care about the fact that he
Drak.
is being spotlighted as someone that
Like,
might be taking the helm of zombies and filling the role that Jason left vacant.
In Corky we trust.
Black Ops 1. But that's not really the exciting thing here. Corky also worked on Black Ops 2, but specifically in
Mob
Black
of
Ops
the Dead
2,
and Origins,
he worked
I think?
on Mob of the Dead. And then Corky worked on Origins.
Oh,
and
Origins.
Then Corky worked on Der Eisen. And then he
Gorod.
worked on Gorod Krovi.
Yeah.
And then he worked on Revelations. Guys, what an incredible list of maps
Corky
to be
we
able
trust.
to highlight and pull out and say, yeah, I worked on all of those at Treyarch when I was working on the Zombies mode. In my opinion, that's pretty damn promising. And it wasn't just working on it as like someone in QA, maybe like an animator, maybe a level designer. No, okay? Corky was leading teams here. He was high up the food chain. In fact, I remember distinctly Jason telling me that Corky was the one that was basically in charge entirely of Gorod Krovi. He was the map director for that map. The way they did it in BO3
I never really liked Gorod
they
Krovi that
split
much,
up
but it is a good
maps
map.
to have different map directors, and then those map directors all reported to Jason at the top. And Corky's kind of child, I suppose, was Gorod Krovi. I think that he was also very up that chain for DE as well, as I understand things. And I also know, this is a really random fact,
best
the
zombies map ever.
poster for Gorod Krovi, like that art, that painting, is his work. So this is a talented guy. And not only was he creative directing, in that time he was also doing writing work as well. He has writing credits, so that sounds very much like the sort of thing Jason would have been doing in the past, doing a little bit of writing, but also doing some creative direction, bringing those two worlds together in an overarching oversight kind of role. And now Corky is working on D Machine, and in my opinion, he is one of the only people that I would trust to create a zombies experience that really speaks to the fans, that innovates in the ways that need to be innovated, while also also honoring the past and honoring the systems that we all know and love. And it's comforting too, knowing
And
that
making
with
the
my
perks
interviews
canned.
with Jason over the years, like, yes, we had our actual interviews and I posted them on YouTube, stuff like that, but there was a huge amount of time where we were just chatting about stuff. And in all those conversations, he only ever had good things to say about Corky. So if he's good enough for Jason, I think he's got to be good enough for me, right? So Corky, speaking to you now, I'm so excited
not
to see what
watching
you've got
this
up your
video,
sleeve.
there's no way.
Show us your best.
Let's go,
Give
Corky.
us all you've got.
Bro,
I'm
what if he's
ready
just
and-
actually garbage at ads? What if it was all fake? And they just got this guy who's just terrible at it, and he just ruins zombies. You guys know that if zombies is not good this year, then zombies is more than likely done. They're not going to do it again if it does bad this year. But I've said it time and time again on Twitter, on Instagram, zombies cannot fail this year. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. You got to understand that everything for zombies is free. So even if the maps suck, everyone can play them. The old perk system's coming back. There's no microtransactions like liquids and stuff. Everything's in the battle pass. You can emote in zombies, etc. I mean, your levels stay connected between no matter what, so multiplayer players can come in. Like, look, this game can't fail. It can't.
I'm pumped. Let's go. With that said, let's take a second here to reflect on some of our favorite Jason Blundell memories from over the years. Some of these
Wait, so he didn't really answer the question of will the zombies fail? I don't think it will. I think in Corky we trust, man.
Who hit the join button.
Okay, I'm not joining. All right,
Jason, run the tape.
Oh, Milo's gonna cry.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything out of me.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing at all.
Nope. As the curtains are coming to a close, I suppose the kind of final message I would say is, first of all, a huge kind of heartfelt thank you.
Bro,
to
I didn't sign up to cry.
all of their opinions and their passion mean the world to me, and I know to the team.
When we started off, I mean, the first maps that I did was Derice, the original, back in World War. Let's set these questions up, let's set these possibilities up.
Our fan base is so kind of good at training our zombies around. We need something every so often to kind of mix it up and to kind of break the flow. And again, part of my job is to
I think that's Widow's Wine they're talking about.
Kill them. I think this is a good point to go off script a little bit. This is a personal thank you from me to you.
I truly describe it as a love letter. For
Jason going to JC.
That's how we've treated it.
And you want to know what's crazy? Okay, you want to know something that's crazy? No game developer has or will ever do this again. Like, you got to understand that Blundell, to announce Treyarch's most purchased DLC, to announce PlayStation's #1 purchased DLC of 2017, how did they announce it? Blundell went to this kid's dorm room, this kid's college dorm room, a zombie YouTuber who's been in the game from day one, JC, a guy who has so much passion and so much love and is such a cool and funny guy. And he went to his dorm room and they recorded a video and they posted it on JC's channel. Like that's so wholesome. Like, and that's gotta be one of the best moments of any game outside of the actual game. Like any game developer it's insane.
Now with more fog. No, I'm just kidding.
The smug smile it says it all.
So I wouldn't use the word smug. I would say kind of comforting,
knowing,
supporting,
maybe.
knowing. Yes.
You can have a little paddle there at the front,
Right.
and then also later on kind of do some deep sea diving.
Why is this quality terrible? What?
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
You want to zip through
Let's do it
them?
really fast.
What if you make a mistake?
I will not make a mistake.
Is Richter from the Bald Man in the First Strike poster?
No.
What? Is that a joke? It's a joke.
No, pass.
What? With the man himself, Jason B. Jason over here.
White bees.
Because they make honey.
I figure we start off with something quite relaxed.
Okay.
Just pretty chilled out.
What's the end of the story?
Yeah, how's it end?
Pass. You're not going to get a timeline from me at this point.
Oh, God. Give it a few months, yeah?
Give it some time.
Give it some time. For sure, and completely happily so.
We'll make that deal.
The team have never let me down in any endeavor we've done over the past 10 years for zombies, and it kind of chokes me up to kind of think about that, because they rocked and rolled through the whole thing, which each and every one of them can be incredibly proud of.
Man. I you know what? I do kind of miss Blundell, because like I said, we're not gonna have someone like Blundell again. And by the way, if you're still watching this video, I just want to thank you. I mean, we're like 25 minutes into the recording. I don't know how long we'll be into the video, but it's going to be long. So whoever's actually watching is an actual fan of me and actually likes my content. And I appreciate you for being here and for listening to me spiel. But yeah, I wasn't really signing up to get emotional with this video, but anyways, guys, that's it for the reaction. I mean, yeah, we're never going to have someone like Blundell be as involved with the community, be willing to go to a college kid's dorm room and announce DLC 5. Like, we're never going to have that again. But this next game is definitely going to do good without him. We're going to miss him, but it can definitely do good without him. I'm excited for this next game. I mean, I can't... Guys, think about it. From when I'm recording this video and posting this video, in 3 weeks' time, we're all going to be playing a brand new Zombies game. A brand new Zombies map. A brand new Zombies experience. And that's exciting. That's exciting. I'm going to be playing it on PC, 144 FPS. You know, my very first time playing a COD on PC with 144 Hertz. And on top of that, being able to stream it on PC without having FPS drops. I am going to be live doing a 24-hour live stream on the first day of Cold War Zombies. Mark it on your calendars. Come watch. Tell your mom. Tell your grandmother. On November 13th, I'll be doing my very first 24-hour stream. I don't know how far I don't know if I'll be able to do the whole 24 hours, I'll be honest, but we're going to try. I mean, that's it, guys. That's it. But to answer the question, will Zombies fail without Jason Blundell? No, it won't fail, but it will be different. It's not going to be the same game, and that can be a good thing. People got to open their mind up to change. People need to learn to change, because some people hate Cold War already because you don't start with a pistol. Like, you've got to be the most closed-minded person to not like a game already when it's 3 weeks away from release just because you don't start off with a pistol. You can still start off with a pistol if you want, but because you can start off with an AR, people are like, oh, this game sucks. You're closed-minded if you think that. I'm sorry. But anyways, guys, that's it for the reaction. Let me know what you guys think. Will Zombies fail without Blundell? Subscribe if you guys are brand new. I don't know how many views this will get. I'm sure it won't get very many. My reaction videos don't usually, but it's content. I haven't posted for a couple weeks, and I miss you guys. So, yeah. See you guys on the next video. Peace out.